So let's begin with our chapter for DGET. Now for DGET, you have to make sure that your data here is with the headers. So headers are important when it comes to DGET because the syntax requires the headers. Let's see how in DGET works and what are the benefits of using DGET. First, I'm going to use marketing campaign for working with DGET. So I copy it here. Then right below it, I will use data validation to call these values. So in cell E2, I'm going to click on data, click on data validation. Then instead of any value, I will use list, click on source, and then I'm going to go ahead and select all my campaigns. And the range is locked. Now, if you see, here is my list. Now, I want to find out the region and person in charge from the list. So here I have both of them as copied headers. I will start by saying equals to or a plus sign in cell G2, and I'll say DGET bracket open. The first it requires is the database. Database is where do you want to search your data. And in this formula, we will select the header all the way down to my data, to the last point. Because my data is not going to expand anymore, I'm going to lock this range, comma. Then it says, what field do you need? So you need to specify the field. If I find this information, what data do you need in return? So I either need a region or a person in charge. So I'm going to choose this because I need the region, comma. Then it says criteria. Which criteria should I match? So I'm going to select both of these because here it will tell marketing campaign is the header that it needs to search, and the value below is what it needs to search in this column. Once you've done that, I'm going to lock this range because this is going to remain constant and hit enter. So right now it says number because there's nothing here. Now I will go ahead and say, let's say holiday gift guide, and it will say South. Now I also need the person in charge. So for that to happen, I'm going to go ahead, click and drag this. Now you notice here I had column G1, which had the heading of region. Here I had the heading of H1, which was person in charge. This is when we are using references to the cell. There is two more ways of doing this. So for example, here in this formula, instead of G1, I could have written region and hit enter. It would still give me the same output. Or I could have written instead of region 2 because it's the second column 1, 2 and hit enter. So here also I can write 3 and hit enter. See, so if I make a change, let's say new product launch, or I say limited time offer, it will find that. The other way of doing this is, let me copy this formula here and copy this formula here. And I'm going to make a change here. So my stats remain the same, my data remains the same, the search criteria remains the same. However, what I want to search is from E3 to E4. And I'm going to copy this and I'm going to say paste special 1, 2, 3. Now it's still taking the header from here. Let me highlight that in yellow. And here is my information. So what I'm trying to do is, let's say I don't know the full name. I just have this. It'll still give me limited time offer. Let's say this was limited season discount, then it will give me an error because now there is more than one limited and it cannot search through that. But as long as has one single element which is unique and is being searched, it will give you the information. The other challenge that you might face with using DGET, so let's say I have a same product name, right? A same campaign name that I'm searching. So let's delete this. Here, when I go ahead and click new product launch, it will give me an error because it cannot distinguish which information is right. So as long as the information is unique, it will not have a problem. So this is pretty much about DGET. It can work wonders when you have large database and you want to search information much faster. Remember, it only works on unique values on the search criteria. So it can only and only give you the information when it is unique. Now, here is one quick trick. So let's say there is an OR function. I either want limited time offer or time offer. Time offer. So here, when I go and I choose the criteria, I'm going to change it to 3. It will still give me because time offer is only with limited. So either of them, if it is true, it will give you the information. So you can use that when you're searching criteria.